by the time Joaquin had come home in the end of September, and we sat down with him and Brian, we were already familiar with the best way to bring those topics up with Joaquin, and help him to start to understand his trauma and how it affected his behaviors and the whole dynamic. So Brian really, his approach to start with the parents and their emotional health really laid a foundation to start working with our children's experiences.
And how long have you been working with Brian?
Since July.
So 4 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
5 months.
Where are things now? How would you say they progressed with Joaquin?
Well, Joaquin, initially when he came home from the boys' home, he lived with a respite family that Brian provided. And he is now living in our home.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
Which was something that we weren't sure was ever going to be able to happen. And not only that, he's actually sharing a room with our other kids, which I thought that would never happen no matter what. And he's doing very, very well, and he's learning the tools that he needs to be able to deal with things as they come, and appropriately, instead of acting out in anger and violence.
How are the other children interacting with him, and vice versa? How's he interacting with them? Well, obviously, you've got him in the same room, but tell us more about that.
I'm very impressed with how well he's adjusting, and what a good big brother he is. As I didn't know if he would ever be able to be a good big brother. I had seen glimpses of that before he had left, because he had a pretty strong bond with our youngest daughter at the time. She was only about 11 months old, I think, when he left. And he loved her, and he was very kind and gentle with her. And so I'm able to see that now. He really is doing an amazing job at just being a good big brother. And so that's, it's just awesome to see.
And I'll ask you this one, but how is the relationship now with Joaquin?
With Joaquin, it's a lot better. I can't say that it's perfect, but there's no sense of hopelessness. Like, we're building a connection that we've never had before. And there's a lot of history we haven't gone into. Like, we were placed with a child through foster care that ended up being reunified with his family, and I had really developed a strong bond, and then that got broken down, and so I was really guarded when we got Joaquin.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of distance there that we're overcoming now, and it's just been really fantastic. And every day I think we're getting a little bit closer and less guarded with each other. So it is very much improving.
If you had a family in front of you right now, parents, and they're dealing with challenges with their child, what would you say to them about working with Brian Post and his team?
I would say that anyone who is interested in adopting or doing foster care needs to go through his program first, and also during the process, if they can possibly. It has changed how I even view adoption. I know that it's a good thing and it's needed, but so many families are destroyed through the process because of lack of education and preparation. And you think you're prepared because you've gone through all the programs, all the trainings and all the things that are required, but there's no way to prepare that for the system to prepare you the way that they do, truly, for having a child that is this traumatized in your home. And so I think that Brian has really done a good job of being able to deliver that to families in a way where both the child and the parent wins.
Right. Ryan, how about yourself?
And, I would tell someone that to don't give up hope, and then just give it a chance, because I think early on some of the approaches from Brian are unique, and you might have a tendency to pull back a little bit, but I would say just trust that it's gonna work and commit to it. But it's only gonna work if you commit to it. If you do it half-heartedly, I don't think you'll see results. But I would tell someone to give it a chance and really commit to it.
Final thoughts from you, Kristy? If you don't have any, that's okay. You said a lot. Ryan, how about you?
I think I'm excited. I'm excited about what the next few months holds for us and where we will be when we finish the program.
Well, thank you, Kristy. Thank you, Ryan, so much for being here, for sharing your story with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more.
Choose love. Choose love.